Being able to take blank sheets of paper and some ink and just seeing something appear out of nothing, really. Once you do it, you realize how critical it is. Hey, how's it going?
How's it going?
Radix Media is a worker-owned cooperative. Hey, Sarah. There are 3 of us, and what a worker cooperative is that there's no hierarchy where there's a boss and employees and people are making different wages and things like that. We're all organized so that we're all doing the work, but we're also all taking part in one or more aspects of running the business. We're a full-service commercial print shop, so we do business cards, posters, booklets, stationery, and things like that. In terms of publishing, we're currently working on our first book right now. It's called Aftermath: Explorations of Loss and Grief. It's an anthology. We just finally solidified the page count of 180, 182 with the end papers, actually.
It's looking really good.
Awesome. Super exciting.
Can't wait.
It's not a thing where, oh, I gotta go into work and my boss is kind of on top of me or whatever. It's like, no, everyone is invested. We share profits, we share losses, all the ups and downs that come with running a business, it's all distributed equally. It really reduces the burden on any one person. This is the main floor where all of the production happens aside from digital printing. Nick right now is running our Heidelberg windmill letterpress, getting some business cards done for a regular client of ours. This is the offset press that we're gonna use for the book. Before I put the ink in, I like to just get the paper feed set up, make sure everything is tight. Growing up, I was into creative writing. I used to love reading books, comic books. I watched a lot of television, grew up with a single working mother. As I got older, I got into music and then later went to the University of Miami for video film and then also art photography. This ink is very cold. Usually what I like to do is just kind of prime the rollers a little bit. Around 2010, I was living in Portland, and the job that I was working at, we needed something printed, and so I was like, oh, well, who's our local printer? And ended up sending the job to Charles at Eberhardt Press, who's kind of remained a great friend to me and a mentor, and it's really who taught me. You know, I just became interested in the process and wanted to do an apprenticeship, and he took me on, and it was a year-long apprenticeship, and then I got a press set up in my friend's garage, and once I had that, I was just like, well, I just spent all the money I saved on this thing, so I'm gonna learn how to do it the best that I can. And these plates like to be dampened a little bit, kind of primed, if you will. When I moved here, all of my experience was in offset printing, and then these folks were doing digital printing and full color, shorter turnaround work. So it just made sense to kind of offer complementary services and unite it under one roof. It's just a quick way of checking straightness so that you can kind of just fold the sheet. It's a little crooked, and it needs to be adjusted a little bit. We'll take a little bit more dialing in. It's really quite close. Let's see if I can fix it. It is a big deal publishing a book. There are an incredible amount of steps. You have to keep an eye on quality at every step of the process and pull sheets frequently to make sure that everything still looks good. The ink could be a little bit heavier, but if you over-ink just text, you start filling in like the counters, like the little O and the E and the A, like all those little holes. Because all these sheets are gonna go through once and then put aside, and then when they dry, we're gonna run the backside. So all these sheets are gonna be run through twice. It definitely involves a lot of checking and rechecking and making sure that everything works. This is like 90% of the way there. I think the images look good on this paper.
I like that it's all caps now.
Yeah, I adjusted the headers and made it all consistent. If I had to offer advice to someone starting up now, start small and stay lean. Really focus on what is needed and what you can provide competitively, and also just what you enjoy doing, because you could probably make more money being miserable somewhere else. I'm really happy with how the paper looks and how it feels and everything. I think it was the right choice. Printing is so varied. It is one of those things that doesn't really become easy ever, it just becomes different, and it's kind of up to you how far you want to go into it. It's gonna look really nice. There's been the Chicken Littles of the industry for years now saying, oh, print is dead and print's gonna collapse or whatever, and it's changed, but it's evolved into something else. All right, see you guys. I think the idea of having those skills to be able to take information, produce it affordably, and to distribute it is very attractive to a lot of people. So I think that whatever happens, there will probably almost always be room for this kind of printing and publishing. See you guys.